Welcome to Egg Foo What? The first and only podcast about people eating stuff. I'm here with my co-host, Greg Wilson.
Hello, I'm Greg. Welcome once again to Egg Foo What? And your intro was, you just drained all the life out of me.
You're just, you're leaning on that what? What do you think? You're like Mario
it's
Lanza with that what?
It's like when I was a kid and my mother would just look at the sky and say, God, give me strength not to beat this child. I used to spend a lot of time going, what does she mean? What's she talking about? And now I know.
She didn't have a paddle?
Oh, she had a paddle. It's called my father's belt.
Yeah, a lot of people had the belt. We didn't go to the belt in my house.
What'd you have?
We had the paddle. Remember the old paddle ball with the red ball on the end of it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can't get you can't. Don't tell me that bullshit hurt.
No, it didn't.
Okay.
And it became sad because as we got bigger, I mean, my brothers were relatively big. It sort of became laughable when she would still go for the paddle and think she was having any effect whatsoever when she would hit us with it,
Sad. I could still hear the tinkle of when my mother would go to my father's. I guess he had a belt drawer, which was weird looking.
A belt drawer. Wow. Okay.
In my head as a kid, it was where he keeps all his belts because that's where my mother would go for one of my whoopings. But who has a belt? I mean, we weren't the Kennedys, we don't just have a drawer for belts, but that's the way you made me feel with that intro, and I give up on your ever doing it with any sense of panache. So,
well, let's get on with it.
We'd have to.
This week, it was supposed to be chicken teriyaki. But I took a look at your photo, and it doesn't look like my food.
It doesn't. I was pleasantly surprised when I did look at it because I was like, is this going to be another week of here's a bowl with, I don't know, said chicken or whatever, and then just gloop plop down on top of it.
Yeah.
So when I opened it and saw that it just looked like a dead bird from the sidewalk on top of some fried rice, I was a little relieved. Yeah.
Now you ordered chicken teriyaki.
Chicken teriyaki. That's what
you got.
Yeah, chicken teriyaki. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
It looks like you got, like you said, fried up dead bird on the side of the road over rice.
Yeah.
On sticks. They're on skewers. I think it's the proper word. I'll try to use the professional terms.
It'd be nice for the audience for you to give a damn enough to say a right word every now and again, Michael. That would be nice. Thank you.
And then you look at my dish.
Ooh.
And it was kind of what you described, but I would say
yours looked pretty good.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. And
it was even so good that I was able to share half of it with my father.
Nice.
Who I live with now, and he's a picky eater like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
And he ate it, which was I thought a very positive sign.
Nice.
I would describe mine as sort of a variation on chicken with broccoli, with more veggies, a sweeter galoop. And
you're going on a bit here, Mike. You're losing the audience.
A sprinkling of sesame. I'm trying to make this like a food show, where
Egg Foo What with Jay Peterman.
trying to throw a sop to the foodies out there who listen to the show.
All right.
And so I mean, I had more veggies in mine. I didn't see any veggies in yours. I had carrots. I had the baby corn. I had big mushrooms, of course, the broccoli. So I mean, it was good. Big chunks of chicken.
Yeah, it looked pretty good, edible to good in the photo. So
yeah, I would say if you're one of these, and I was this for years, chicken and broccoli guy, I would say it's a step up from your standard chicken and broccoli. Yeah.
Yeah, mine was nothing like yours. But I was relieved because as our journey has shown, I'm very intimidated. I'll say scared. A lot of, food I don't know. So when I popped it and I looked, I said, "Oh, okay, I can handle this." So
was there any seasoning on that chicken? I mean, it just looks like it's fried chicken on sticks.
It was awful. It was like chewing a shoelace. Yeah, it tasted. The texture was exactly how it looked. Like somebody put it on a stick, set out in the fire with all the Cub Scouts. Had to go take a piss in the woods. Ended up talking to the scoutmaster, hanging out for a while. I don't know what happens. They do Christmas cards. He comes back. He had left it too long in the fire and it's burnt to a crisp. That's exactly how it tasted.
I was just trying to identify what part of the chicken the meat came from. Could you do that?
No, I don't know what on a chicken is like 11 inches long.
I don't know.
What are you
That's
doing?
what I'm saying. Do we know for a fact that it was chicken?
I don't know where the legs or thighs come from, so as sure as I don't know where the fuck this came from. Looks like it came from a cartoon after one of them had been set on fire, and they're staring at the camera with the eyeballs. That's what it looked like. You should have put two little googly eyes on one of them. I think that should be my goal, to see if I ever get a dish that googly eyes would be great on. This would have been one. Two little googly eyes on one of them. The chicken strips would have been amazing.
I think you're gonna have to dip into some seafood dishes for the googly
yes. There you go. That'd be a good one. I like that. But
so did you even eat it? I mean, was it edible?
I chewed through half of one. It was just too, you couldn't really chew it. I'm not exaggerating. It was, the next level up would have been leather. Like,
now, did you go to the better place?
And the next level down would have been hotel carpet. So it's like,
what place did you go to? I thought you had found a decent place.
Well, I did find out. I don't know. I think I went to a place that I hadn't been because I didn't recognize the name. I was surprised. It took me a couple of minutes to find a place that sold chicken teriyaki, which is surprising to me because I would think it's fairly universal. Like,
okay, well, it's interesting you say that, Greg, because
thank you, Mike.
Because I'm looking at my menu, and this Chinese place has been here a while, and on the menu next to beef and chicken teriyaki, in a red circle, new. So maybe you're onto something. That chicken teriyaki is not universally embraced, and I could see why if it looked like what you got.
Yeah. Well, at least like what I had, like you can see, like, I don't know, giving it to kids who won't eat anything adventurous. They just got to gnaw on it. I mean, who can tell where the chicken starts and the wooden skewer begins? But
Did you get any splinters in your mouth?
Yeah, but unfortunately, it's actual chicken. But
was there any pork in the rice? I mean,
no, just plain fried rice. The rice was okay.
Okay,
but let me tell you this, Michaelis. I on a whim, I got the chicken nuggets because, like I said, the Chinese. I had to. I mean, this is one of the top 3 orders of chicken nuggets I've had in my life.
Really? Okay.
I don't know. The Chinese know how to do them some fucking McNuggets. I'm telling you.
My joint doesn't have. Mine has chicken tenders. They don't have the nuggets.
Try those.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
I think the naming, templates are a bit loose with the whole thing, but fantastic. It's like we should go to China because we're all worried about China. We're anxious about China. China's going to take us over.
We're not going to China. China's coming here.
China's coming here, but we should say, hey.
We just stay here, and they're going to take us over. That's what's in the cards.
That's what.
Oh, we'll be long gone.
In the cards, but what if we went to them and said, "Hey, China, we noticed that you guys fucking crush it with the chicken nuggets. Maybe why don't you pivot, spend less time worrying about taking over the world in the very near future, and really focus on these fucking chicken nuggets. I think you could do the world a lot more good that way. And China, you're fucking great at it. And I respectfully submit, you dedicate your time to that.
You are a true humanitarian, Greg.
Don't
I doff my hat.
Don't you dare start that hero shit, my boy. Don't you dare call me a hero. No, sir.
Your attempt here to draw down the tensions between the two countries.
That's all I can do as a citizen. Just broker world peace forever. That's all.
But I like your strategy now. I think it seems to be firmly in place where you've got a backup meal.
Yeah, I know.
I still feel bad that you're throwing out half the food that you're eating.
Well, yeah, but do you feel bad? I don't think you.
I do feel bad.
That
wasn't my plan when we drew up this podcast.
Yeah, I know me, and I know that chances are I might not like what I have, so I'm happy to have a backup. So.
I like it.
You'll get
you're not going hungry for the night.
I'm not going hungry for the night. Don't worry about me going hungry, Mike. That's sweet of you. I appreciate the concern, but don't worry. I'll make it through the night.
Are you going to stick with this place?
I don't remember what place it is. I'd have to look it up. I have no loyalty to any of these.
Oh, okay, you're bouncing. You're still bouncing.
Yeah, it's all Uber Eats. So I don't know the name. I don't, it's not like Cam Sing in Brooklyn or before it, China Taste, where, you'd have loyalty.
Yeah.
Here, I don't know about you, Mike, but on my phone, I just push a couple of buttons and shit happens. Because
are you consulting online reviews?
No.
That's become a recent obsession of mine.
Oh yeah, you were talking about what's this small town review thing? What is that?
Small town gripes.
Gripes.
Yeah.
Is that the same thing?
Yeah, I mean, I started reading reviews of all the local businesses that I go to. I checked out the bar, my regular bar, my supermarket, my quick check. And it's amazing what you'll find on there. There are people, very industrious people, who are checking in after every transaction at a local business and giving their reviews, their 2 cents.
Wow.
I guess that's how they feel heard. I mean, is anybody reading these things besides me? I guess there are people.
The answer to that, Mike, is no.
Is a review of a gas station that goes unread really a review?
Wow. Truth bomb. Hold on. Let's let the audience collect their breath.
I mean, all this work.
The jaws off the floor.
Just going into the void. I actually I saw a review, somebody complaining about the lack of AC in the bathrooms at my local bar, which was right on the nose. I mean,
how long is she spending in this bathroom? I mean,
well, exactly. So this comment, this review, was about 7 years old, and it had gone 7 years without a like, and I gave it a big thumbs up.
There you go. First of all, lady, maybe the problem is you need to talk to your butcher.
I have a feeling it was a dude. I don't think it was a woman.
I wonder what the world record is for longest time between comment and like.
I get some weird, very weird liked tweets. I think the oldest one was like 4 years old.
Are you going to try to tell the audience that some hot supermodel stalking you? Is that what this is?
No, not at all. Not at all. And when I first saw it, I was like, wow, that was like one of my more mediocre tweets. but I guess it had longevity. I never saw in it, but there, somebody went deep.
So
deep into my
you weren't
archives.
really knocked off by the fact that it was 4 years old. You were like, well, this is maybe a 6.5 tweet. I, Mike Lisk, have had many, many better tweets, and I'm a little offended. This idiot.
You got to go. You got 4 years back to find a good one.
Jesus. It's like sending somebody something from Rubber Soul. Too soon, bruv.
Yeah, too soon.
Yeah, but I wonder, because like Xmas, I've had my blog for 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody I'll just randomly ends up on some post from 2006 and leaves a comment, I'd be all of a sudden that would pop up my inbox, and I would be like, oh wow, that's weird. Now that doesn't happen because nobody reads my blog, because nobody gives a shit about anything I do or say. We understand
that's
that.
Not true. That's not true, Greg. We can't keep up with you. That's my problem. I'll just put it right out there. I can't keep up with the volume of your content.
Yeah, well, that's
and you're so willing to spread it everywhere.
No,
I'm trying to taper off of Facebook. Instagram, I'm only on there now for this pretty much. I don't do much posting on there.
Yeah.
Twitter is sort of my main avenue, and even there I try to limit it. But you're all over the place. You got the blog. You're the last of the bloggers. I mean, you held on to that thing. I did it for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And then it waned when everything else caught on.
Everybody else did it for a little bit. A couple of posts.
So social media was brutal to the bloggers. Poor bloggers.
Everybody, I'll do that. This is easy, and I'll make $1,000 a day. And 4 posts later, they're annoyed that nobody gives a shit. Not me. 28,000 posts later, I keep marching on like Sherman through fucking Georgia.
Are you backing this stuff up? Because I think my old blog is it's inaccessible now. I think I tried to go back there.
That is a fear, because I don't know what I would do. I don't know how to back it up. If Blogger disappeared tomorrow, because that happened. There was a website, I guess it's a kind of repository for audio files. It's called DivShare. Did you ever hear this?
No.
So I had hundreds of files on this site, and not only, back then I was in a band and everything, so I would have like demos and little recordings I had made, or little bits and whatever, hundreds of them, and overnight they disappear.
Yeah, I had a bunch of things up on YouTube, and they just take it down. I think if you don't,
Mike, it's like you weren't. It's like you weren't even fucking listening, Mike.
No, I'm hearing what you're saying.
Mike, I think you were just waiting to hear the sound of silence, and so you could start your thing.
No, I'm saying all this stuff. You think it's there for a long time. It's not. That you're at the whim of some technocrat who's, they don't care all the effort that you put into this thing.
Yeah.
It's like, somebody's going to come up with an idea and saying, oh, this is outdated. We've got to redo the technology on this site. And there it all goes. That's all it takes. One little twerp saying.
You're right. And I've thought of that before. I'm like, I've thought of that before. Like, well, I assumed they would tell me, hey, you have 1 week to get all your shit somewhere else. I don't know. But DivShare didn't do it.
Yeah. Ever have an external hard drive just crash on you? It's the same thing. You think you're saving things, you're extending the life of stuff, and then it crashes, and then it's all gone.
That's life, Mike.
This might be a good way to segue. The new technology. So I went to see Elvis. Yes.
Okay.
You strongly recommended it. So I
did.
And other people, Tom Sharpling was very enthusiastic about it.
Okay.
I'm like, I got to check this movie out. So I don't know about you. Did your movie theater have a box office, or those are disappearing?
A box office?
Yeah. Were you able to just step up? Were you able to just step up to a box office and buy the ticket for your Elvis movie?
No, I got it on my phone, like a normal.
Okay, you got an app?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I knew, I go to AMC and, I knew because I've been to this theater before that the box office is gone. You got to go either on, they got a little panel on the side on the wall. You could do it there. And I thought, well, rather than do it there, let me do it online in advance. This way it might be easier.
Yeah.
So I go online.
Oh boy.
I do my thing, give them the address and my email address, all that stuff. And then I get the email with, my confirmation number. And I thought that's all I needed. But about 10 minutes before I'm about to go there, I realized, oh, I need to have that stupid, what is it? The QA code, QR
code.
QR code. So then it occurs to me that I need to put the stupid app on my phone in order to get the QR code to make it easy on the person who's going to scan it at the theater. So there's a scramble to do that. All this effort.
That's a lot.
Instead of just going up to somebody, giving them a $20 bill and getting my ticket. I got to do all this.
Where's your country?
Well, are people just afraid to interact with other people now? Is that that's where we're going? I mean, the pandemic, I guess, exaggerated it. So everybody got comfortable doing it. And nobody wants to go back, I guess.
No.
So,
that was the brilliance of Uber when it first started is, you didn't have to talk and you didn't have to handle money afterwards. You didn't have to do the small talk with the cab driver doing the exchange of the money if you didn't want to.
Yeah.
Get in the car, get out.
And people you don't have to deal with the dispatcher.
Yeah, people like a transaction. I press a button, my KFC shows up at the door.
They want everything, their whole life on their phone.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I get my code scanned. I'm in. But now, the movie's long. I figure I'll do the popcorn and a drink thing. And of course, with my app, I could have gotten a large popcorn and a large soda. And they're enormous. I mean, a large popcorn is for like 5 people.
Yeah.
And a large soda, forget about it. What is it, like half a gallon?
That's
I mean, it's ridiculous.
And then they put all the butter on one kernel.
Oh, all right. Let's get to the butter. So of
Let's
course,
get the butter.
So of course, there's nobody behind a counter to get the butter. I mean, get the popcorn. There's just like stuff on a shelf already pre-placed. So God knows how long it's been sitting there, right?
No.
Yeah, your place doesn't do it that way.
You're saying they had like popcorn sitting there?
Yeah.
No, sir. No.
Yeah.
That will be one of the. Remember a couple episodes ago, I said I admire and I'm jealous of Black people when they're at McDonald's and they say, "Hell no, I want Fresh fries," and they'll wait.
Oh yeah. Okay.
For Fresh fries, whereas I wouldn't dream of saying that. I'd assume they would kick me out of it. That's the same thing in this instance. I would say, no, sir. I don't want no, sir. You go over there, you scoop my popcorn into the bucket.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I had nobody to make a complaint to. These shelves are just there. There's no human beings to even,
that I don't like.
Make a complaint. So I get the popcorn. Of course, there's no butter dispensers anymore. Not that stuff was ever really butter. Who knows what it was? I mean, that oily glop. They used to ask you, would you like some butter? And then they put it on behind the counter.
Right.
Then
that's what they did for me. Were you at a ghost town movie theater? I was Dodge City.
No, you know what I felt like? I felt like Omega Man. Did you ever see Charlton Heston? Everybody dies and Charlton Heston's the last man on earth.
Mike, we can't look for a younger audience if you're going to be bringing up old as fuck Charlton Heston movies.
I'm already in old fogey territory with my complaints. I'm just accepting what's happening to me and voicing my discontent.
Yeah, I don't like to, I don't like to interact with people if I don't have to, but
Mm-hmm.
the no popcorn, the butter, that also, that sounds weird. I wouldn't like that. I want a guy turn around, scoop the popcorn, throw it in the bucket, half of it lands on the floor. You love it. It fluffs up. I need that.
Yeah. So there was a person at the end of the line to pay and also to get the size of the cup that I need. Because again, I have to serve my own drink with some machines against the wall. And these machines were not user friendly. I mean, there was like a series of buttons.
You gotta make your own soda. I mean,
yeah, I got to
what the
pour
hell
your
are we even over there fighting for?
you gotta. I had to make my own soda. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, and it's and at the end of it, it was like $16, something like that. And those are the small sizes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I don't know how families do it. Take a bunch of kids and they all want stuff.
I don't either.
I mean, $50. You're lucky if you get out of there $50.
Oh, if you have 2 kids, you're not getting out of there under $50 because, like I said last, they don't do just, hey, here's some popcorn and a soda. The kid can pick a smorgasbord of shit.
Yeah,
it's gonna add up to $50, like nothing.
Yeah, I didn't even see a candy counter. I don't know what people do for candy at the movies, but I missed that entirely.
Well, so you were in a pretend fake ghost town
movie
theater. So
well, here's the one plus thing. So now I go into the theater, and I've got my seat number. The one thing that is, I guess, okay about the ordering your tickets is that you have a seat.
Yeah. Well, you get to choose your seat.
Yeah, you get to choose your seat. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I choose a seat, sort of in the center.
Will you say
I like
choose? Will you say it like that? I choose you seat.
I like to choose a seat
Bless
sort
you.
of on the main aisle. The main aisle where you can.
Is this a nice theater? Is it a new one? With
yeah, it's a nice theater. They had the leather seats.
I walk out of a theater now if it's not a big fat fucking recliner like in a living room.
All right, okay. Now you just brought me to my next subject. So I sit down.
Look at us dance, Mike. Look at us dance.
So I sit down. I'm in the middle of the aisle, right? Then people start coming in. It was actually I went to an 11:45 movie, which usually are fairly empty. If you can get there before noon, I find most theaters are not very full. But this movie, it was starting to fill up, and I had people on the left of me, right on the aisle, people to my right. Some guy, a young guy with his mother. I'm sitting there.
What day of the week is this?
This is Saturday.
Okay.
A young guy, probably in his late teens, maybe even early 20s, comes in with his mother. Guess where he sits?
Right next to you.
Yeah.
Asshole.
Right.
Fuck that guy, Mike. Fuck him.
He sits right next to me. There's seats. It wasn't that full.
My head would fucking explode. Yes. I would have a fucking
I sat there, and I think even his mother said something like, why don't you sit on the other side of me? Leave a seat between us, But he seemed determined, And if he was so determined, if that was the seat he selected, why didn't he notice that my seat was already taken? Because when I got my seat, there was nobody sitting next to me. I didn't get a seat next to people. Mm-hmm. So he did it purposely, I guess, and was determined to sit in those seats.
He wanted himself a front row seat to Mike Lisk. Party of one, please.
And then there's a couple older ladies at the end of my aisle, and what do you know? They're shooting out the recliner.
Mm-hmm.
You've already hinted that you're a big recliner guy at the movies.
I hinted.
I am against reclining at the movies.
All right, you were out of your goddamn.
That is
too
comfortable. That is too comfortable.
Is this what kind of world we're in now, Mike? You're complaining you're too comfortable?
I think it's a safety concern. I'm thinking about if there's an emergency, I'm going to have to do high hurdles to get the hell out of the theater.
Look,
High hurdles.
look, at our age, if there's something going down at the theater, we don't have a chance.
Just
You're not
accept it.
doing high hurdles out of the theater. You're doing the same as me and just lying down on the ground praying for a quick.
So then the movie starts, and it
Mhm.
is going. It is going a mile a minute. I'm like, what? What am I in
Yeah.
for here?
Yeah, I don't love his style, but that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I was aware of his style and what it was about,
Mhm.
and it started like that, and I'm like, oh my god, is this going to be 2.5 hours of this? But
Mhm.
you know what? The second half slows down. You know what?
Yeah.
Sections were great, and they were great because they slowed down. Was
Yeah.
the comeback special
Yep.
and the Vegas stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those
sections were great. I'm like, why did the first half have to be for people with ADD? Does everybody have ADD now?
Yeah, I felt like the first half they couldn't really land on what they wanted to land on. They couldn't really pick, except for spending 20 minutes on, oh my God, is he going to shake his hips?
Yeah, there was a lot.
I felt like there's a lot of
effort
buzzing
put into that.
around without knowing where
Yeah,
to land.
lots of crotch shots.
Yeah, I thought there's a lot of buzzing around without knowing where to land until probably, like you say, about halfway through it hit a groove. So it seemed a little more substantial in that second half.
Didn't quite understand why there were hip hop songs on the soundtrack. I guess they're afraid young people will revolt if they don't hear music that sounds like anything contemporary. I don't know what the meaning was there. Maybe to try and sell more soundtracks. I mean, Eminem pops up on the credits.
Do they
Yeah.
still do movie soundtracks?
Yeah, well, that's a good question too. Do people buy soundtracks anymore?
That can't be a real thing.
I think you can buy it. I mean, there's.
But you would just put together a playlist on Spotify.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess if people want to download the whole thing, you could do that.
I mean, I guess the golden age of that stuff, because back like Footloose or Flashdance, when for the movie they would write really great songs for the movie,
right?
And not just like throwaway songs, but like they try to have great hit songs. Like Footloose, Flashdance. I feel like that was the golden era for soundtrack. All the John Hughes stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a great day for soundtracks. Would you agree? Or
well, I mean, this might just segue into our next thing. So I went on a little bit of an Elvis jag.
Boy, again, me with the dance.
You were just like
you over the dance.
You're just like you're feeding it to me.
Wow.
So I went on a bit of an Elvis jag after that movie.
So real quick before you though. So overall, would you do thumbs up?
Yeah, I'd give it 4 out of 5 stars.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, I thought it was very good. I enjoyed it.
Cool. Okay.
And I was glad I went to a theater.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about your theater, but it was loud. My theater was nice and loud, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. I thought I was going to have I thought some of the people would be complaining because it was too loud. But I'm like, oh, this is great.
With you running around doing your high hurdles, they were distracted, I guess.
But no, I enjoyed it a lot, and I'm glad I went to see it in the theater.
Nice.
But yeah, so then I went on a little bit of an Elvis jag because, I've never watched his movies.
Yeah.
I saw Jailhouse Rock ages ago, figuring that was his best. So I saw TCM had Jailhouse Rock and Viva Las Vegas on there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think they're two of the better ones. So I watched them, and wow, Viva Las Vegas. I had no idea that, Anne Margaret is almost the star of that movie.
Anne Margaret.
And then I'm reading about, I looked it up in the Careless Love book, what they had to say about that, and sure enough, Colonel Parker was upset because Anne Margaret was getting too much screen time.
Oh, they were a thing off screen too.
Yeah, they were a thing off screen. Of course, a lot of the philandering went by the wayside in the Elvis movie.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a cleaned up Elvis you get in that movie.
Yeah. Well, I think it's simple. I think, yeah, it's just one of those things, like, we can all just assume he got however much
Yeah, no, it's
he wanted.
represented, with
Yeah,
one scene,
yeah,
and the drugs are represented with, they're very discreet. They don't
yeah.
go over the top with the drugs and philandering.
I thought, I don't know how seriously Hollywood takes the role like this, but boy, I thought his performance, the Austin Butler kid, I just thought he was so great.
Yeah, he was. I thought he was great too. But here's something weird that was going on with my mental watching it. I
Mhm.
kept thinking of Nicolas Cage a little bit in certain scenes. When
Oh,
Nicolas Cage liked to do him,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it kind of was like there were times where I was like, "Oh man, did he model his role on Nicolas Cage
yeah, right,
or Elvis?"
yeah,
But no, I thought he was great overall.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know where he's from. Is he? Do you know anything he's done before? Or?
I'm sure I Wikipedia him. I know he had. I think his previous big thing was Game of Thrones.
Mhm.
Uh, but yeah, I hope he gets nominated for an Oscar or whatever.
Mhm.
Like I said, I don't think I take roles like that seriously usually, but yeah, he was just fantastic. So,
Well, the movie's made over 100 million already, so that's like that's rare these
and
days.
that's
So
up against Top Gun,
yeah,
Maverick America, or whatever. So,
and of course Thor. That nonsense is still
yeah,
going on.
if you can make a nickel and fucking Top Cats in the theater, God bless you.
So anyway, back to Elvis movies.
Yep.
Have you seen a lot? Any? He did like 30, and a lot of them were geared around a song or two. Like you said,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was
I don't, yeah. I don't think I've ever sat down and actually watched an Elvis movie.
no.
I don't think I've ever seriously considered it. I don't think I've actually thought it was an actual thing that actual people actually did. Yeah. You know
well,
what I mean?
well, it's so easy to stream them now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can actually recommend those two. And then
Hmm.
I read in a book that Follow That Dream is supposed to be decent,
Hmm.
but the general consensus is that they're horrible.
Yeah. Well, like I
Uh,
said before, in the first, apparently they eventually get worse each film gradually, because in the beginning they had songwriters like Doc Thomas and
yeah,
Lever Stoller, but then as Elvis got bigger and bigger, he got so much of the budget they couldn't afford good songwriters. So every movie that gets shittier songwriters, ergo shittier songs,
uh-huh,
because 90% of the budget was going straight to Elvis, i.e. the Colonel.
uh-huh.
So that was just more short-sightedness, because just every movie was shittier and shittier. So
Did the
there you go.
movie pique any more Elvis interest for you? I mean, did you go back? You know what? The one
Uh,
song, which I remember that the Comeback Special album was a big album, and I
yeah.
like that
Well,
album.
I've always loved that one. Yeah, yeah.
But for whatever reason, I guess I never gave "If I Could Dream." Is that the song? Is that the title? If I Could
Yeah,
Dream.
the one he sings at the end.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. About supposedly about Martin Luther King.
yeah. And for whatever reason, I just never like kept that foremost in my Elvis greatest hits.
Hmm.
So and there's even somebody else does a cover of that song on the soundtrack. I listened to that, and that's even pretty decent. It's not like
Wait,
hip
wait.
hoppy.
Somebody on the same soundtrack as Elvis
Yeah,
did a song that Elvis does?
yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
that is ballsy.
But again, it must have been a move. I let me get the guy's name. Um,
Is it Mike List?
it's a one name artist.
Mariano Fortunato.
If I Can Dream, I no, yeah. If I Can Dream,
Kiki.
I said could, right? Didn't I? I got
Ralph
it wrong.
from Yorkersburg. Vandelstein.
Um,
Chicken.
yeah, Maniskin. Yeah, is that how you pronounce that?
Maniskin.
Main
Sounds like
skin.
something you leave behind on prom
It's
night.
got a little what is that little circle above the A? How do you pronounce that A?
Oh,
Is he from Northern Europe?
couldn't tell you.
Give it a listen. It's not that bad.
I won't, but okay.
He's only got 24 million listeners on Spotify.
Fucking A.
So I guess he's a verified artist that I've never heard of until this movie.
But no, I didn't not mention it. Other than just feeling depressed about Elvis, and maybe I did a bit of a couple of YouTube things.
Mhm.
I didn't go watch any movies. I didn't really dig up too much. I watched some of the '68 special because I've just always loved that.
Yeah.
But you did jog my memory a couple weeks ago about those box sets that came out
Oh, those are great. Yeah.
in the early '90s. Was it the early '90s?
Yeah, throughout the 90s, I think.
And they were like, because they were in that early ages of when box sets meant something. Like they were so exciting.
Yeah, the 90s. Yeah.
And were there three?
Yeah,
of the
50s, 60s, and 70s, pretty much.
Right.
That's how they were organized.
I'd totally forgotten about those till you mentioned them.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, and God, I love those back in the day.
So you don't still have them?
No, I sure don't.
You just stream everything now, huh?
Yeah, I just stream everything.
Yeah.
I'm a human being in the year 2022. So that's me.
No, I'm gonna die underneath a pile of my stuff. That's one of the scenarios. You know, I mean, I'm emptying out my Bayonne apartment, and it's I feel uncomfortable having somebody else do it.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to do it all myself.
Yeah. Well.
But I haven't let go. Yeah, I still have stuff.
Yeah. Of course.
So did you? I guess we can.
You're not going to bring up today's date.
What's today's date? The lunar landing.
What happened today in history?
The lunar landing.
Yes. Now, do you remember that?
Well, here's how I remember it, because
oh God,
today's also my brother Robert, who passed away a few years ago. It's his birthday.
Okay.
Yeah, so I remember that birthday celebration. We just had like a little black and white set, but we were having a birthday party. And
wait a minute. Your brother the day that man was landing on the moon, this kid had the chutzpah to say, you're goddamn right, we're still having my birthday party.
Well, the kid was only 8 years old.
Yeah.
So
he was like, whoa. This is my day.
Well, no, it was on in the background. He didn't turn the television off. And here's the thing, everybody, the whole country went, lunar landing crazy. And there was a local Gulf station. This is how old I am. Gas stations used to give away stuff. Wow. And they were giving away these little cardboard models that you could put together to create the lunar module.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I remember that day. You have any? You were you weren't even born, were you?
Hell no, motherfucker.
No. I'm just saying. Well, why is this a big day for you? You're just a big Apollo fan? Is that what it is?
Yeah. Well, who isn't? I mean,
well, some people think it's a hoax.
Well, they're dumb people. I mean, it has to be. I cannot fathom there's another achievement that's greater that we've done so far. Mankind has done, other than this podcast. I put that lunar landing and egg foo what.
And are you like deep into the literature and all this stuff?
I like reading about it. I've read a couple books. That documentary that came out a couple years ago.
That was great.
Just
that was phenomenal, actually.
What's that?
That was phenomenal. What did CNN do that?
No, I'm talking about the one where there wasn't a narrator. It was just nothing but straight footage from.
Yeah, and they cleaned it all up, and it looked like it was shot yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one.
That's on an IMAX theater.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow!
Okay. Brag. I mean, things are good. I don't want to rub people's faces. But that was great. Yeah, I love reading it. It just always blows my mind that it happened. Period.
Yeah.
Never mind how it happened, what it took to make it happen.
Are you a fan of The Right Stuff?
I like The Right Stuff.
Yeah.
I don't care about that as much as the Apollo program. The test pilot stuff, it was great to read. It was fun, and I don't know if I saw the movie. I'm talking about the book.
Yeah, the movie's good, but the book is just like you said. I mean, it's like a fun read. The whole book.
Fun read. Yeah, it's
just got like an energy to it.
Yeah, and I read it as on a plane that was making an emergency landing, which made me already scared of flying self feel good. But yeah, I'm a bigger fan. I'm more into the Apollo 8 and 11 stuff, and so it's a big day for mankind. Like,
okay,
so that's all.
Yeah, that's all. This is like, I'm learning something about you. I didn't know this was one of your holy holidays.
I mean, if you're not, if you're not too old, you're still doing high hurdles in the movie theater, then you can still learn stuff. That's all. All right, fortune cookie time.
Fortune, you got my little suggestion there, right?
What's that? What are you crinkling?
The crinkling.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Another paragraph. I'm getting these long ones now.
Yeah. Oh, mine's nice.
Go ahead.
You will be happily surprised by a longtime friend.
There you go.
There you go. That's nice.
Could that have been me?
No.
No. No. I've got follow the middle path. Neither extreme will make you happy.
All right.
Yeah. Good advice. These highly charged times.
That is good advice. We should be telling our kids that more. Knock off this shit about you can be an astronaut, you can do anything. Get them ready to just flow into the middle and have a nice life. That's all. Fuck the American dream. Have a nice
Let's
life.
not go too far. Let's not go too far.
Life.
Let's have moderate your hopes for the American dream. How about that?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. That's all. Yeah, that sounds good. Type that up.
Now I've got a surprise for next week. I wanted to get my friend Jimmy Murphy on the show. He wanted to go deep with you on sauces.
Do you call him Murph?
I do not.
Then I will not be accepting his call.
You're free to call him Murph. I would clear it with him first.
Yeah. So he wants to do egg foo young sauce gravy.
He wants to. He really got into your puffy gravy talk on egg foo young, our first episode.
Yeah.
He fancies himself a connoisseur of chicken with black bean sauce.
Oh.
Now, have you had this?
No.
All right. Neither have I.
All right, I'll try.
But he claims this is good stuff. It doesn't sound like much.
No.
But I've been pleasantly surprised by similarly boring sounding dishes.
All right.
But get this. So I had him ready to go next Wednesday. Last night I look on Facebook. He's got a post up. I had a stroke. I'm like, what? I can't talk now. Just text me. I'm like, now this guy is a jokester, but this didn't seem like a joke. And sure enough,
were you like, if this motherfucker?
Oh, of course.
So what?
Yeah.
I will kill him myself.
Oh yeah. Those are my comments. I'm like, do I have to reschedule?
Hey, business is business.
I had you on the schedule. Are you going to bail on me now?
Jesus.
But anyway, so I guess it was touch and go. Apparently he was at an AA meeting. I don't think he's one of these guys who's.
Boy, the layers are really piling on with this guy. Wow. Okay. Oh, wow.
No, I'm giving him a lot of credit. He has stopped drinking. He's lost a lot of weight. I mean, he's really turning his life around. I've known him several years now, and I can say he's on the right track until this stroke.
And then you asked him to be on this podcast, and I was pretending to have a stroke.
Yeah, but okay. So anyway, apparently he's at this meeting. He can't talk. Mm-hmm. He starts shaking uncontrollably. He said, like Michael J. Fox on coke.
Oh God!
No.
These
are his words. These are his words. I think you and
Unless these
Jimmy,
are Michael J. Fox's words, we're going to be in a lot of trouble with America.
you're going to really hit it off with this guy. But anyway, so rather than wait for an ambulance, I mean, I think this was like kind of knowing he's a cab driver, so he knows, what the speed is getting around town. He called a friend who immediately got him to the ER, and he hadn't had the stroke until he got to the ER, which they said that
then they can charge him for
it. he said that he got there within what they call the golden hour.
Nice.
Where they're able to intervene and prevent major damage. So he's doing okay.
Good.
And he'll be with us next week.
He's going to make it.
He's going to make it. Yeah.
All right. What's his name?
Jimmy Murphy.
Murph.
Yeah, you can call him.
So
Murph.
this let me see if I get a picture of Jimmy Murphy. Jersey guy.
Bayonne. Born and lives there his whole life.
Irish Catholic.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, so I feel like we're gonna get a lot of Jimmy next week.
No, I'm interested to see the Greg and Jimmy chemistry.
I don't know if this stroke has slowed him down, but I bet there's gonna be some Bayonne blizzard of bullshit.
No, I want to sit back. I want to be a spectator next week.
I mean, I have a feeling he's gonna
just let you and Jimmy just sort of, get to know each other.
His jerseyness, I feel like, is gonna overwhelm me. At my heart, I mean, I'm not Southern, but I grew up in the South. I do have certain, things living in a society. So I'm looking forward to chatting with Murph, who I feel like it's going to be this Jersey whirlwind. So we'll see. Looking forward to it.
Yeah,
and
it'll be fun.
I'm glad he's okay. So
yeah, no, I am too.
Okay, cool.
That was the first thing I texted him. I'm glad you're alive.
Look at you. Who's the hero now?
Who can get more heartfelt than me?
Look at
I'm glad you're still alive.
Glad you're still alive.
Yeah. I really go right to the heart of the matter.
Jesus. Not a dry eye on this fucking podcast.
No. And on that note,
yes,
I want to thank everybody for listening. Thanks for putting us over the 100 subscribers. The big
now
bucks are starting to roll in.
101.
We're going to be having commercials soon. And thanks for listening. And check out chicken with black bean sauce for next week.
That's it. Thanks a lot for listening, everybody. Talk to you next week.